Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the first series on preparation for Global Career Scholarship, commonly called GKS 2023. In this video, I'm going to tell you what you should start doing now. It is kind of late, but you still have time to start doing this now if you really want to succeed in your Global Career Scholarship, which will be launched unfailingly in February for Masters and PhD applicants. It is important to know before I begin by saying that one of the problems that many people make is that they focus a lot on this scholarship, the Global Career Scholarship. I don't know the reason, but maybe because it is a Korean government scholarship, the scholarship is offered by the government and they feel like there is some assurance or something. But there is also a problem with this scholarship. The problem is that the number of seats allocated per country is very small, which means your chances are equally very slim. But like I always say in most of my videos, there are thousands of scholarships in South Korea, just like the one I have here. Up here you would find POSCO Asia Scholarship. It offers the same benefits that GKS offers, especially for those who don't really want to study Korean language. But if you really feel like you want to study Korean language, then maybe you should go for GKS. But know that the chances are equally very slim because you have quotas. POSCO offers the same amount. This is $1,000. That's 1 million won. And they offer you money for or award for knowing Korean language. They equally offer you settlement allowance, or they provide you with settlements. It says here, full tuition fee and monthly allowance for a maximum of 6 months for PhD and 4 months for masters. And some people feel that because maybe GKS is a government scholarship, they might end up maybe getting a PR, that's permanent resident. You can get a permanent resident with any scholarship that you study in South Korea. You can get a permanent resident even with the professor scholarship. But well, if you really feel like you want to go the route of the GKS scholarship, this school, Post-Tech, Pohang University of Science and Technology, it is equally under GKS. That's why in their list of scholarships, they are recommending POSCO Asia Fellowship. POSCO Asia Fellowship has a lot of scholarship. There is a link here. If you go here, you would find Asian Student Study in Korea Scholarship. This is still under POSCO Asia. They have POSCO Heroes Scholarship. They have POSCO Science Fellowship. And then they have POSCO Vision Scholarship. POSCO is a foundation that offers a lot of scholarships to foreigners to come and study in South Korea. That is why I say that I don't know why a lot of people focus on GKS. Let's look at an example of the number of people that POSCO takes. This is 79 total applicants who've applied to come and study in South Korea for doctorate or masters. This is basically for Asian countries, which means if you come from Asia, this list here that is in front of me is basically, it's solely for Asian people. They have 79 here. But you would find with GKS, maybe for India, they'll take maybe 5. Do not focus so much on GKS. This is another scholarship still under Post-Tech. They have VinGroup Scholarship offered by VinGroup. They have tuition and miscellaneous. If you want to know the detail, if you go here, you would find the detail. They say Masters and PhD program. They have tuition and miscellaneous, living stipend, health insurance, return fare, economic, visa application fee. They will equally, it's the same thing with Global Career Scholarship. And then they have settlement allowance and reintegration allowance. They'll give you settlement and reintegration allowance here in Korea. And then they'll give you pre-departure health examination. And then network of VinGroup scholars and professional development opportunities. They'll give you all of those opportunities. Their application track 1 and track 2. For applicants who have already obtained letters of admission to study a master or PhD program in a supported field or research area at a university from the list of targeted university, they equally have their own list of selected university in South Korea. So you must make sure you fall on that list of universities. They say track 2 for applicants who have not been accepted to study a master or PhD at any of the targeted university and choose to apply for the scholarship before applying for admission to study in. So even if you have admission in any other university in South Korea, you can then apply. And then they say see the full announcement of the VinGroup Scholarship program for masters and PhD degrees overseas study. So in Vietnamese and in English. This VinGroup is mostly for Vietnamese students. So if you are from Vietnam, you have an advantage here. Okay, let's get back to preparation part 1 for Global Korea Scholarship graduate version, that is PhD and master's degree applicants. The first thing that you have to start doing right now is get to the nearest Korean embassy or consulate. See how you can go about authenticating or legalizing your document, or maybe getting an apostille. Because the problem that many students usually run into is time. You have to start submitting the necessary documents that will require authentication. That is your transcript and your degrees and your passport. That is a document that proves your nationality and a document that equally proves your parents' nationality. This will prove your nationality because remember, the scholarship is not given to Koreans, it is given to foreigners. You have to provide documents that prove your nationality, documents that prove that you are not a Korean. You have to start running towards the embassy or maybe a consulate, any diplomatic mission that can authenticate or apostille your documents in your home country. You need to start doing it right now, because if you should wait for the scholarship to be launched, you would not have that time to apostille your documents. So go to the nearest embassy or consulates and hand in your documents for authentication. For some countries, you would have to go to maybe your Ministry of Foreign Affairs to get some signatures from them before you can then proceed to the consulate or maybe embassy to get an apostille or consular authentication from the embassy or consulate. So you need to start that process now, because it might take you like a month to get your documents. This is January. Do it. The thing is that once a document is apostilled, in some cases it can take like 3 months before it will expire. In other cases it can take up to 6 months. In other cases, if there is no deadline in the apostille document, it can go for a year, but 3 months is within the deadline. So go now and start doing an apostille of your transcripts, especially your transcript for undergraduate. For those who want to do a master's program, you have to start thinking about authenticating or apostilling your transcript, undergraduate or bachelor's transcript, your bachelor's certificate, graduation certificate. You have to authenticate those two, and then you have to equally authenticate documents that prove your nationality. It can be your birth certificate, it can be your passport. That is, in case your passport has your date of birth, your country, and maybe your parents' information, but because it does not contain your parents' information, you might have to take your birth certificate, because your birth certificate might probably have your parents' information. It might have their names and their nationality. Those documents need to be authenticated. Those are the documents that will prove your nationality. Start doing that now. Number 2, what you have to equally do now is that if you have not yet contacted a professor, for example, let's take Posttech. Posttech is under the GKS scholarship. You can contact a professor from Posttech now and inform them that you want to apply for Global Korea Scholarship. I made a video about contacting a professor. You might want to click the link up there to watch it and then know how you can go about contacting a professor. If you contact a professor, you have at least 95% chances of winning the Global Korea Scholarship. That is the first secret. Again, if you contact a professor, you have at least 95% chances of winning the Global Korea Scholarship. Try to contact a professor before the Global Korea Scholarship is launched. Once it is launched, all you need to do is just apply to that university, and then the professor will validate your admission, and then he will equally validate your scholarship under the Global Korea Scholarship. Another thing is that once you have been validated by a professor, if under some sort of a magic you don't succeed, because the university has many other scholarship, the professor can actually switch you to any other scholarship. He can ask you to apply to either post-tech, or the professor can still take you for a professor's scholarship. That means you would have more opportunities, because like I said, the problem that most students do is that they focus on Global Korea Scholarship, which has a limited quota. That being said, I don't want this video to be too long. I'll see you in the next one. If you know you've not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe, because we are beginning a series on Global Korea Scholarship, how to win the Global Korea Scholarship graduate version. This is part 1. Part 2 will come soon. If you don't want to miss out, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.